If you are over 60 years old, and you are tempted to sip a glass of wine, a can of beer, or some traditional wine, then I beg you listen to this warning. Because there are at least 5 types of alcoholic beverages that many elderly people still drink every week, even every day. But they do not know that they are silently destroying the heart, weakening blood vessels, causing arrhythmia, and increasing the risk of blockage. Many people think, a little every day is fine. But with the veins of old age, just a few repetitions are enough to cause serious consequences. And I share this not to prohibit, but because I have seen too many people, the owners of the habit of drinking, and then have to face the application of high blood pressure, heart failure, and unexplained happiness. So what are the 5 types of alcoholic beverages that are silently destroying the hearts of the elderly? And if you want to keep up your habit of taking your medication, what should you replace it with that's safer? Find out now and protect your heart before it's too late. I'm Dr. Evan Bonehart, a healthcare specialist for the elderly focusing on bones, joints, and muscles. Welcome to Bones Health Seniors, a channel where we share knowledge, experience, and practical advice to help you better care for your elderly loved ones. Let's begin with the one that surprises people the most: red wine every night. Now, I know what you're thinking. But isn't red wine supposed to be healthy? That's what we've all been told. And for a while, doctors and health magazines praised red wine for having antioxidants like resveratrol. They called it heart healthy. But what they didn't always say is that the benefit only shows up in very small amounts, and even then, mostly in lab studies, not real-world aging bodies. In reality, drinking red wine every night, even just 1 glass, can raise your blood pressure over time. It can also increase triglycerides, irritate the lining of your blood vessels, and interfere with medications many seniors rely on, like blood thinners or beta blockers. One woman I spoke with, Carol, told me she started drinking a glass of wine every night after dinner in her early 60s. It helped me unwind, she said. Felt like a reward. But by her late 60s, her doctor noticed her blood pressure had gone up, and her heart palpitations were becoming more frequent. It turned out that wine, combined with her medications and age-related changes in metabolism, was putting a real strain on her cardiovascular system. Once she cut it out and replaced it with a calming herbal tea and a better bedtime routine, she felt more rested, more energized, and yes, her heart rate stabilized. Sometimes what we think is helping us is quietly hurting us. The truth is, as we get older, our liver doesn't process alcohol as quickly. Our heart becomes more sensitive to changes in blood pressure and inflammation. And even small daily doses of alcohol can take a toll over time. It's not about one bad night. It's about slow, steady wear and tear. Now let's talk about another familiar favorite: beer. Beer is social. It's casual. It doesn't feel like much, right? Just a cold one at the barbecue or with the game on TV. But here's what most people don't realize. Beer is loaded with simple carbs that spike your blood sugar, cause weight gain around the middle, and stress your heart, especially if you already have high blood pressure or are borderline diabetic. And unlike a small glass of wine, a standard beer has more volume and often more alcohol than we think. Seniors tend to feel the effects more slowly, but that doesn't mean the body isn't being affected. I remember a man named David, a retired mailman. He told me he drank 2 beers most evenings, not because he was trying to get drunk, but because it helped him relax and feel sociable. But he also had trouble sleeping, his blood pressure was creeping up, and he was starting to feel puffy and sluggish in the mornings. His doctor suggested cutting back to just 1 beer a week, and the difference was dramatic. He lost a little belly weight, his blood pressure dropped, and his sleep got deeper. Sometimes, it's not about quitting everything, it's about being honest with what your body needs now, not what it could handle 30 years ago. Now here's one that many people don't see coming: sweet cocktails. Think margaritas, daiquiris, piña coladas, or even a simple vodka cranberry. These drinks might taste fruity and light, but they're hiding something harmful: sugar, and lots of it. When sugar and alcohol combine, it creates a double whammy effect on your heart. Blood sugar spikes, triglycerides soar, and your arteries take the hit. For seniors, this is especially risky. Why? Because your metabolism slows down with age. Your pancreas might not manage insulin as well, and your liver can get overwhelmed. That means one sweet drink could send your blood sugar soaring, stressing your heart and weakening your blood vessels. And if you're drinking these at social events, they're easy to underestimate. One woman, Linda, told me, "I love a good frozen drink on a warm day. It doesn't feel like real alcohol." But when she started tracking how she felt afterward, she noticed the pattern. Her heart would race at night. She'd wake up drenched in sweat. And her energy the next day was always low. When she switched to flavored sparkling water with a splash of lime and mint, no more racing heart. No more sugar crash. And she still felt festive. Now I'm not saying you can never have a drink again. Life is meant to be enjoyed. But I am saying please don't assume these drinks are harmless just because they're common, or because they've always been part of your routine. Your heart after 60 is different than your heart at 30. It deserves more protection, more care, and more attention to what you put in your body. Do you think this applies to you? Share your experiences in the comments, I'd love to know. Maybe you've already noticed some changes. Maybe you've cut back. Or maybe you're hearing this for the first time and it's got you thinking. Either way, you're in the right place. Now that we've covered red wine every night, beer and sweet cocktails, let's move into two more drinks that are especially tricky. One is often associated with elegance and class, and the other is a habit many folks pick up out of desperation, not pleasure. Let's pick up right where we left off with a drink that's often seen as sophisticated, classy, even a little nostalgic: brandy. Maybe it's something you sip around the holidays. Maybe it reminds you of a time when life was simpler. Or maybe it's just a personal favorite, a smooth little pour before bedtime or during a quiet moment at home. Brandy is rich, warming, and strong. And while it may seem harmless in moderation, the reality is that for seniors, especially those over 60, it can have some serious effects on the heart. Brandy has one of the highest alcohol concentrations of all the common liquors. And when you drink something strong like that, especially on an empty stomach or at the end of the day, your heart notices. It can increase your heart rate, spike your blood pressure, and reduce the amount of oxygen your blood is able to carry efficiently. For older adults whose cardiovascular systems are already more sensitive, this can quietly push your heart into overdrive. There's also the issue of sugar content. Many brandies, especially flavored ones or the kind used in dessert-style drinks, contain added sugars or are paired with sweet mixers. And as we mentioned earlier, that combo of alcohol and sugar puts your heart in a tough spot. I remember a man named Gerald. He was 75 and had been sipping a small glass of brandy every night for years. "It helps me relax," he said. "Helps me sleep." But over time he started noticing more frequent chest tightness and irregular heartbeat, things that didn't match his otherwise healthy lifestyle. After his doctor advised cutting out alcohol completely for a trial period, Gerald reluctantly agreed. Within 2 weeks, the irregular heartbeat stopped. His blood pressure dropped. And he started sleeping better, not worse. That's what many people don't realize: alcohol doesn't really help with sleep. And that brings us to the final and most dangerous habit I want to talk about today: drinking to fall asleep. Now I get it. Sleep gets harder with age. You might fall asleep fine but wake up at 3 a.m. and can't drift back off. Or maybe your mind races at night. Maybe you've been relying on a small nightcap, a little wine, brandy, or whiskey just to shut things down. It works, right? Except it doesn't. Alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, but it wrecks the quality of your sleep. It disrupts REM cycles, causes shallow breathing, and increases nighttime awakenings. And even worse, it elevates your resting heart rate throughout the night, keeping your body in a low-level state of stress, even when you think you're at rest. This is especially dangerous for seniors with heart conditions, high blood pressure, or even mild sleep apnea. The combination of alcohol, shallow sleep, and heart strain can quietly accelerate heart damage. And because it happens overnight when no one's watching, you may never even realize it. One woman named Dottie reached out to me after struggling with fatigue and grogginess every morning. She wasn't drinking a lot, just one small whiskey before bed. But her doctor finally suggested a sleep study, and what they found shocked her. Her oxygen levels dipped significantly overnight. Her heart rate remained elevated. And her body wasn't entering deep restorative sleep. The culprit? That nightcap. Once she replaced it with a warm magnesium drink and a better evening routine, everything changed. Her mornings felt fresh again. Her heart rate dropped. Her clarity returned. You see, it's not just about how much you drink. It's about why and when and how often. Your heart doesn't care if it's a glass of red wine or a fancy cocktail. It cares about pressure. It cares about inflammation. It cares about rhythm. And if you're drinking regularly, even just a little to fall asleep, relax your nerves, or deal with loneliness, your heart is quietly taking on more than you know. Now, I know this isn't easy to hear. Alcohol is deeply tied to our routines, our memories, our celebrations. Maybe it reminds you of your spouse, your friends, your younger days. Maybe it's something you've done for decades without ever having a problem. And maybe you're thinking, but I'm fine. I feel okay. And that might be true for now. But the changes alcohol causes in the body after 60 aren't always loud. They build up slowly. Higher blood pressure, a tired heart, poorer sleep, lower oxygen. They creep in and become your new normal until you forget what good feels like. Until one day your doctor sees something on a scan or catches something in your pulse and you realize the damage has been happening all along. But here's the good news. It's not too late. Your body wants to heal. Your heart wants to rest. And even small changes like cutting back that nightly drink, switching to a non-alcoholic version, or skipping the cocktail altogether can have a big impact. So let's talk about that. What can you do instead? Start by asking yourself honestly, why am I drinking this? Is it for taste? For routine? For comfort? For sleep? Then look for ways to meet that need differently. If you want flavor, try a flavored sparkling water, herbal tea, or a homemade mocktail with fresh fruit and herbs. If you want comfort, light a candle, play soft music, stretch before bed. If you're trying to sleep, magnesium, melatonin, or a calming routine can be far more effective than alcohol and without the heart damage. And don't go through this alone. Talk to someone. Tell a friend, a partner, a doctor. This isn't about quitting everything or going cold turkey unless that's what you want. This is about taking one step in the right direction. One small act of kindness to your heart. If you've ever been concerned about your health or the health of a loved one, drop a heart below. It reminds us we're not in this alone. Next, I want to share how cutting out these drinks, just these 5, can lead to real improvements in your sleep, energy, heart rate, and even relationships. And I'll leave you with a message I hope sticks with you every time you open a bottle or reach for that glass. You're probably wondering what actually happens when I cut these drinks out. What's the real difference I'm going to feel? Let me tell you. It doesn't take long. When seniors stop drinking these 5 types of alcohol, especially the daily wine, the sleep crutch, or the sugary cocktails, the body responds fast. Not in a dramatic, overnight way, but in gentle, steady improvements that start to ripple through everything. First, your heart rate stabilizes. You might not notice it at first, but maybe you feel calmer in the evenings. Less fluttery. More grounded. That's your heart saying thank you. That's your nervous system stepping out of fight or flight mode. Then comes better sleep. I've had so many people tell me, I thought alcohol was helping me sleep, but I haven't slept this well in years. What? Because your body finally gets to go deep into the real restorative kind of rest that helps regulate hormones, repair tissue, and recharge the mind. You wake up clearer, lighter, more you. And then, your blood pressure shifts, quietly, gradually, safely. Your doctor might notice it before you do. Maybe your medications start to work better. Maybe you need fewer of them. Your blood vessels relax. Inflammation eases. That pounding you used to feel in your chest or ears at night, it fades. You might also notice your belly shrinks a little. Alcohol, even in small amounts, slows your metabolism and encourages fat storage around the midsection. And when you remove it, even partly, your digestion improves. Your energy increases. You may even feel more like moving again, and that movement creates momentum. Now, I'm not saying any of this is magic. It's not a cure-all. But I've seen it happen enough times to say it with confidence. When seniors stop drinking these 5 types of alcohol, they get a little piece of themselves back. They remember how good they can actually feel. They look in the mirror and say, "This is me again." And that's what I want for you. You see, this isn't about restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom from habits that no longer serve you. Freedom from waking up groggy. Freedom from wondering why your chest feels heavy or your thoughts feel cloudy. Freedom from needing a drink to fall asleep. Freedom from pressure not just in your arteries but in your daily life. You deserve that freedom. Now maybe you're thinking, well, I don't drink that much. That's okay. This message isn't just for people drinking every day. It's for anyone over 60 who wants to protect their heart, live longer, feel lighter, and be more in control. Even small habits matter. Even one drink swapped for something healthier is a step in the right direction. So here's what I want you to do. If anything in this video spoke to you, if you felt the effects of red wine, beer, cocktails, brandy, or drinking to fall asleep, leave a comment below. Even just a word. Say, "I'm ready," or "Heart first," or "Day 1. I read every one of them." And when you comment, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping someone else who's watching, maybe feeling unsure, maybe feeling alone. Your courage becomes their encouragement. And if you found this video helpful, please like it. It helps others find it too. And if you want to keep learning, growing, and feeling better every week, please subscribe. Because in my next video, I'm going to reveal a morning mistake that millions of seniors make. Want to guess what it is? Leave your answer below and hit the bell so you don't miss it. And finally, share this with someone you care about. A spouse, a sibling, a neighbor who has a glass in their hand a little too often. Don't come from a place of judgment. Come from a place of love. Say, "Hey, I saw this and thought of you." That's how change begins. One kind word at a time. Remember, your heart has carried you through everything. Every laugh, every loss, every celebration, every quiet moment. It's been there for you faithfully. And now, it's asking you for a little care in return. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. You don't need to give up joy. You just need to give your body a chance to feel joy without the fog, the stress, and the damage. So here's to clear minds, strong hearts, and new beginnings. We're not alone in this. We're doing it together. I'll see you in the next one.